First and foremost, I wish to recognize and acknowledge the Biage people, who are the traditional landowners of this land. This is traditional, customary land. This is not state land. So we are essentially their guests on this land of theirs. They're a kind, peaceful, self-sacrificing people. We're talking about sacrifices. They continue to make sacrifices to this day. And I'll speak a little bit about that as I go on in this short speech that I intend to give. I and my people of Oro Province, population 300,000, 22,000 square kilometers, join our Prime Minister in welcoming the Australian Prime Minister, Honourable Anthony Albanese, the first Australian Prime Minister to walk the Kokoda Trail. You're welcome to Oro Province. Not just now, but anytime you feel like it, as are your fellow Australians. During this very somber period where we reflect on what happened, I want to make mention of the untold stories, legends, stories that were not written down because the people who told these stories, who performed these feats, did not know how to write and record what occurred. How they also contributed meaningfully, not just as war carriers or fuzzy-wuzzy angels, but also as warriors. Not those enlisted in the Papuan Infantry Battalion, but those outside of that, who realized that they had to participate, to fight to defend their future against an enemy that was cruel and that demonstrated that had they become victorious, then our future would indeed be very glim. So I want to make mention of that. I believe this is an effort that needs to be undertaken by both governments, whereby we must record these stories so that these warriors who also performed amazing feats can also be recognized. Not just the green shadows or the fuzzy-wuzzy angels, but those who were not named. Many of them also lost their lives, unrecorded, unmentioned. I'll speak very briefly about the sacrifices made by the people, the Biage people especially, whose land is where the trail is, from Kokoda to here. When you walk the trail and you remark at how difficult and challenging it is, remember that you are going to go back to your comfortable home, where services are easily accessible. But the Biage people, they live here. They walk up and down this trail. They struggle to provide the services that you and I take for granted. And you may say, well, Governor, this is your responsibility. Yes, but if we think about what's said here, mateship. Well, mateship would be about us considering what they're giving up. What can we do to assist them? They've endured, and they have the courage not to speak up against it and say, well, we want to also participate in the economic development of our country. We want to have a mine, or we want to engage in agricultural activities. We never asked for this war. They could easily say that. But they're not that type of people. They're a kind, peaceful, loving people. They were actually the bulk of the fuzzy-wuzzy angels, came from these people. And they continue to be that to this day. So it is that which I wish to point out here, that somehow we, the governments of both Australia and Papua New Guinea, must find a way to be able to ensure that in the true spirit of solidarity, we look at the plight of our people here. Sometimes when you walk around and you see their humble attire, the humble homes they live in, it's easy to judge and say, how come these people don't live in decent homes? And where is their Wi-Fi? And why can't they have decent commerce and other activities like this and be entrepreneurs running guest houses and so forth? Well, you walk this trail. You see how difficult it is? They allow that to be. They could easily demand that a highway be built here or a mine be put here. There are vast, precious minerals here that they could easily benefit from. But they make that sacrifice. That sacrifice continues to this day. Other than that, I wish to welcome everyone that is here, but I want you to leave with that thought in your mind, that that sacrifice continues by the people of Biage. Thank you very much.